Hello, this is Willie from here in the southwest part of the Ozarks. Here in the middle of winter, got some flowers for a friend of mine that happens to be here in the room listening today. You all are also welcome to come if you're ever in the Neosho area. Send me a text, let me know, and you can be part of my studio audience. Anyway, in the meantime, we're going on. These are carnations here in the middle of winter. It's nice to have some flowers to smell nice things. I told you about my nephew here about it's been 3 weeks ago today. Well, yesterday, the man that was taking care of him was killed in a car wreck. His sister um, and her man of many years with their 3 children, they're all young. Bianca's her name, and his name is Sean. And he was driving a truck, and his body, he ended up leaving this body. But we know that life is forever. So anyway, he was a good friend of mine too. But life is a continuum. It's like changing clothes when we cross from one world to the other. It's like putting on a new garment. The old one gets worn out. It's time, and everything's under God's control. That's what we remember every time we leave this lesson. I always remind you all, look for God's blessing, because it's always there. I used to say, God bless you, and I thought, well, hold it now. God's always blessing us. Let's just be aware of it. So even in transition and in death, what they call death, we've got to learn to say that it's a make-believe. It's something that, it does seem to have a big effect on us in this world. And we have to show the respect and courtesy of those that are close. But the reality is that we're going to all look back and say, wow, what a dream. What a dream. It seems so real. Now, lesson 28 here on January 28th. Above all else, I want to see things differently. Remember, yesterday's lesson was above all else, I want to see. Well, today we're going to continue on that theme. Above all else, I want to see things differently. Where yesterday we were supposed to be thinking about it every 15, 20 minutes of the day. This lesson, we're going to spend 2 minutes 6 times today, and we're just going to look around ourselves. We're going to look at this, but we're going to look and just unhurriedly, very important, unhurriedly for those 2 minutes, just look at things and say, above all else, I want to see that, whatever it is, differently. Above all else, I want to see those carnations differently. Today, we are all really giving specific application to the idea for yesterday. In these practice periods, you will be making a series of definite commitments. The question of whether you will keep them in the future is not our concern here. If you're willing at least to make them now, you have started on the way to keeping them, and we are still at the beginning. 2. You may wonder why it is important to say, for example, above all else, I want to see this table differently. In itself, it is not important at all. Yet what is by itself? And what does in itself mean? You see a lot of separate things about you, which really means you're not seeing at all. What? If you see a lot of separate things, he's saying that means you're really not seeing at all. He's trying to imply that there's only oneness. We're all part of the one. It's in the relationship that we find each other and God. You either see or not. When you have seen one thing differently, you will see all things differently. The light you will see in one of them is the same light you will see in them all. Paragraph 3. When you say above all else, I want to see this table differently, you're making a commitment to withdraw your preconceived ideas about the table and open your mind to what it is and what it is for. You're not defining it in past terms. You're asking what it is, rather than telling it what it is. You're not binding its meaning to your tiny experience of tables, nor are you limiting its purpose to your little personal thoughts. 4. You will not question what we have already defined. And the purpose of these exercises is to ask questions and receive the answers. In saying, above all else, I want to see this table differently, you are committing yourself to seeing. It is not an exclusive commitment. It is a commitment which applies to the table just as much as to anything else, neither more nor less. 5. You could, in fact, gain vision from just that table if you could withdraw all your own ideas from it and look upon it with a completely open mind. It has something to show you, something beautiful and clean and of infinite value, full of happiness and hope. Hidden under all your ideas about it is its real purpose, the purpose it shares with all the universe. 6. In using the table as a subject for applying the idea for today, you're therefore really asking to see the purpose of the universe. You will be making this same request of each subject which you use in the practice periods. And you are making a commitment to each of them to let their purpose be revealed to you, instead of placing your own judgment upon them. 7. We will have 6 2-minute practice periods today in which the idea for the day is stated first and then applied to whatever you see in looking about you. Not only should the subjects be chosen randomly, but each one should be accorded equal sincerity as today's idea is applied to it in an attempt to acknowledge the equal value of them all in their contribution to your seeing. As usual, the application should include the name of the subject which your eyes happen to light on, and you should rest your eyes on it while saying, above all else, I want to see these flowers differently. Above all else, I want to see that body differently. Above all else, I want to see that lamp differently. You get the idea. Each application should be made quite slowly and as thoughtfully as possible. There is no hurry. So we want to do this 6 times today for 2 minutes, and then I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll continue on to our next lesson. Until then, be intensely aware of all the goodness that's always showering you and upholding you. Peace.